should the government do to stop the boats?
Just don't let them over no more.
Sorry, say that again for me.
Don't let them over no more. Can't house them over there. You know, we wouldn't, if we went to their country, would we get the help? No, we wouldn't.
No, we wouldn't be allowed in.
We wouldn't be allowed in.
Tolerant Britain.
Tolerant Britain, yeah.
Hi, we're in Aldershot, where just across the way here there is a hotel with a ship which is shut, which offers absolutely no value to the local community like a hotel would, attracting tourism and leisure customers, and it is filled with illegal migrants. So we are here to ask the people of Aldershot how they feel about their local hotels being used, as are being in a lot of towns, and what's their solution for stopping the boats.
Surely there's better things the government could be spending money on than housing illegal immigrants in hotels. Surely there's other places they can stick them. There's empty military barracks, they could put them into there. Surely that's going to be cheaper.
Cheaper to the taxpayer.
Why should we be paying for people to be housed when there's people in this country that haven't even got housing
And
can't get
the
access
list
to the housing
and the list as well that they're on.
and the list they're on.
It's not worrying, obviously, that they're migrants, you know, everybody's got a backstory, but yeah, it's a bit strange if there's no, you know, women or children coming with them and it's men of military age. That is a bit concerning.
What do you think the government should do to stop the boats?
That's a really hard one. I wouldn't know how you would go about that.
Sure. What about sending in the military to stop them?
I don't know, being heavy-handed is the right idea, but then welcoming them, I don't know if that's a good idea either. It's really difficult.
Difficult spot.
I think it is. I don't think there is just a one-fits-all solution to it. It's a very complicated situation.
Complicated and unacceptable situation.
Yes, with everything that's going on, you know, around the world, it's very hard. You can understand people wanting to flee, you know, war zones, things like that, but how do you separate the genuine from the disingenuous?
Well, not only that, but very good point. They're not fleeing a war zone. They're actually currently fleeing France. France is not a war. Well, actually, it might be considered a war zone at the moment.
Okay, right. Well, that does make me a bit angry. Why do France? Why are France not keeping them then?
Yeah, and
why are they sending them over here? Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and it's about 2,500 miles that they get here unharmed, and it's by criminal gangs and organisations that are paid.
Oh,
should we leave it there?
Oh, yes, that does make me angry. That's a completely different situation then.
No, I don't think it's a good idea. They should worry about their own people first, and you know.
So it's to the tune of 7 to 8 million a day up and down the
Well,
country.
it took me a while to get my place. I was in a shared house before, and now I've managed to get myself a flat.
So I think there's a few issues. One is the amount of money that comes from taxpayer-funded revenue, right? So it's all us paying for it. And then there's the issue of the indigenous population and how long it takes for them to get the same sort of treatment. Probably won't be to as high a standard for the illegals.
But you don't get the same was time. I went to the doctor the other day, couldn't even get an appointment.
Yeah, because
that's how bad it is.
and that raises another issue about overcrowding and Britain's full, etc. Is that the local sentiment within the area?
It is.
I think one last point is in terms of staying at a hotel, normally that's for business or for recreation.
Yes.
We've all been on holiday,
Yes.
at least once, I presume,
Yes.
and you spend money to the local economy. In fact, Europe, a large part of Europe thrives on it and depends on it from places like Germany, UK and America. So if you, at taxpayer expense, fund these people to not come out and spend money, there is literally nothing coming back into the local community. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Is that the sentiment from you local, you speak to people, etc.?
Yes, it is, yes, because in here, if you want to buy food, you've got to pay a fiver, but the rest of them, legal immigrants, only pay £2 for food.
Yeah, or it's taxpayer money.
Taxpayers' money.
What are your thoughts on a hotel in your hometown, your home area, being filled with illegal migrants?
Not doing really anything bad in there as far as we know at the moment, so it's like as long as they've got a roof over their head, they should be fine. So it's all right.
Sure, and what very humanitarian. And what about the economic side? So, for example, you'd argue that if you've ever been to a hotel before, you're a tourist or you're there on business. The idea being that you're there to further something and that you are bringing money into the local community. You're paying your way, whether it's teas, coffees, lunches, dates, dinners, etc. The Home Office's directive is to use taxpayer money, to fund at a rate of 8 million a day in the UK so that these people can have these sanctuaries and they bring nothing back into the community economically. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, at the end of the day, they will have to get a job at the end of the day because they can't just live off nothing. So
They get jobs illegally and don't pay tax. Otherwise, they can't work because they have no NI number.
then
What are
They're
your
still
thoughts?
providing for their family.
What are your thoughts on a local hotel housing illegal immigrants?
I've got no issues. I mean, they're migrants. I've got no dramas. If they're waiting to have their asylum claims processed or the rest of it, they've got to be housed somewhere. And if that's the case, then there are no dramas.
So up and down the country, there are these hotels which are funded by the Home Office to store illegal immigrants, and in Aldershot, there is one just across the way here, completely ring-fenced, completely fenced off, filled with illegal migrants at the taxpayer money to the tune of 8 million a day. What are your thoughts on that? As somebody local to the area, what are your thoughts on that?
I'm only 18. I don't really know. I haven't actually started.
So you're an adult then?
Yeah, technically. I'm not sure. I don't really think about it. I don't really think about politics or anything like that.
Sure.
Not really involved in all of that.
So that 8 million a day is funded by the taxpayer. So what are your thoughts on that? Should the taxpayer fund
8 million a day.
8 million a day?
Oh, that's quite a lot, isn't it?
It's a big number per year. It's a big number over 5 years.
I'm sure there's a lot of people who have some very stern ideas about that, but I don't really, to be honest.